Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Carly K Glam. Y'all, it's been a minute, but we here to discuss All American last night, all right? A lot of things happened. A lot of things. It was very much a layered episode. But I don't know if I'm going to give a summary of the episode, but just more so talk about things that stuck out to me. Okay, we're going to start with Thea. Is it me or did Thea look guilty? I know, like, Simone ended up finding out where her positive, test came from. But honestly and truthfully, like, when Thea was sitting out there in that audience when Simone was doing her tribunal, she was just looking so guilty. So I need to know what the tea is with that, okay? Number two, we're just gonna drag All American Homecoming slightly because I ain't never heard of no CBD lotion or HT, whatever it is, lotion causing nobody had no positive drug test. That was news to me. I mean, I don't really deal with any of that stuff anyway, but I'm gonna have to Google that because, like, I've never heard of such. Lando and Simone's relationship, I don't really know where this is going. I feel like right now they just booze. But all in all, I feel like Damon and Simone know, they always talk about timing. And that's the number one thing they always talked about in season 1 was timing. Either timing had been different, had the timing had been different. Well, at the time in which Simone is now interested in Lando, Thea breaks up with Damon. And honestly, I can't see Damon and Thea getting back together strictly because Thea is all into tennis and she's giving her whole being to tennis. And I saw somebody say on Twitter that they don't understand how Damon is just so, stuck on Thea even though they weren't intimate. And sometimes I wish like people would just, it's more things to a relationship besides being physical with a person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could have had, every other connection. They did spend a lot of time talking. In addition to, number one, he was there right when that dude tried to take advantage of her. So that was, I think, their number one connector, honestly. It was nice to see Thea make herself friendly towards Simone, even though, like, I feel like all that's going to backfire in a couple more episodes because, I don't know. Thea did get painted to look like the villain for a minute. But I guess now that Thea has, had more interaction with people, not to say Thea ain't had no interaction with people, but she's been a loner for so long, she don't really know how to interact with people. It was just nice to see Simone kind of comfort her and, try to help her take her mind off Damon, Damon, I really thought that Damon was going to end up actually, like, isolating himself from that episode, especially from that trailer. But it was good to see all of them come together to basically, like, comfort each other because school is hard. Like, college, like, your community at college, especially while you're away from your family, your community at college is everything. Very much so. Like, when I went to both of my schools, at my second school, I had somebody who I was always together with that we went to middle school together. So we went to middle school, high school, and college together. So we was, like, together all the time. And then when I went to my first school, this before I transferred, I had a group of students, a group of girls who we were together 24/7. I mean, like, how Keisha and them hanging each other room, that was how we was, like, thick as thieves all the time. And so, like, it's just, important that you have somebody that you could talk to in college because you don't need to go through everything on your own. And that leads me into the whole thing with Keisha. Like, if you don't take a break and not even manage your time well, but just like take a break, take a breather. I think a lot of times when we go to school or we were in school, we're so busy trying to get things done and make sure things are so perfect, because like all we see or all we keep getting told is that our future is on the line or this could affect your future. Like, we just never take a time to breathe. So if you're in school now, I know it's spring semester. If you're graduating, you almost there. But don't forget to breathe, child. Breathe, okay? Like, everything will work out. Just breathe. I ain't saying like, just throw everything away, but your mental health is important. And that's one thing that I wish like was a little bit more focused on while we were in school. Well, when I was in school, because it's been probably, it'll be 8 years since I graduated college. I graduated college 2015. Like, breathe, take a break. Even if it's like 30 minutes to an hour, just breathe. Make sure you write things down. Make sure you prioritize, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you leave yourself notes, that way you don't forget anything. If you have a ton of things to do, just make sure that you at least take a moment to yourself. I know it's a lot going on, especially in the world and especially when you're in school, but just take time to breathe. I don't know who that was for, but it just, But anyway, also with Damon, a lot of the times, and I'm going to say the word star loosely, the majority of the time when you're the star, a lot of student athletes don't realize, people don't realize the pressure that student athlete is under, and then the student athlete doesn't realize how the decisions sometimes that they make affects other people. And I'm glad Lando was finally honest, because I ain't gonna hold you, I didn't even like Lando, because to me Lando was always doing too much, and I felt like he was a hater, and I still kind of feel like that. But I'm just glad that he was able to communicate with Damon that when you decided to leave Brixton and go to Hawkins, that Coach Shaw took half of his scholarship away just so Damon could come there and play. So then he was stuck in a rut, basically, because he didn't know how he was going to pay for school. And sometimes these athletes come to school with money, and then sometimes these athletes come to school hoping to make a better way for their family. We know bits and pieces about Lando's family situation, but we don't know everything. And so obviously ball is life to him. And when Damon decided that he was going to abruptly leave Brixton to go to Hawkins because he didn't know what was going on with the coach, that was a little impulsive. Like, he didn't really think that all the way through, but he reeled it back in. He reeled it back in. I feel like that storyline with Simone is something that happens, in college, and it's true, but I just don't know if I necessarily agree with like the depth that they went through, because it was like, well, I guess when you're in that situation, it can feel like the world is ending, especially when you don't know the probable cause. But it was just the way that part was written for me. I'm just like, Simone is going around talking to every single body and act like she about to pass out. Maybe she felt like she's, I don't know. Anyway, them approaching Tootie. Now, I didn't like Tootie because I felt like Tootie was doing team too much sometimes. But the way Thea just walked at her, it was giving very much mean girl, very much bully. And I was like, Thea, pump your brakes, sis. Calm down. Calm down. You're doing way too much. Way too much. Just for it to be like a little water powder, that little dissolvable drink thing you put in your water. Like, girl. Also, Cam trying to join KEK. When you do go to college, it is you get interested in different things, and Cam is trying to get to the bag. Not saying that he's using KEK for the bag, because that's how it looked, but Cam needs to check. I don't blame him. So, with him joining KEK, here was another situation where JR was not trying to have, I guess, somebody he knew join his friend. And he ended up doing Cam the same way he did Damon. Basically, like, you just in it for the money, like, no. But then he ended up coming around. Also, hashtag get Nico out of office, because I'm glad Nate decided to run or file for the ballot, because Nico, they just made Nico look nasty from the beginning. And I know, like, this is a character, but, like, bruh is playing his character too well. Sometimes I be forgetting I'm watching TV. I'm like, ugh, ew. But yes, I can see Nate being SGA president, because Nate has that platform and is a very much a people person and is well known around school for doing hair and stuff like that. And, you know, the whole thing with PKZ didn't work out for Nate, but I'm glad that Nate is deciding to, you know, not dim their light no more. Because, like, I just don't, how can I word it? Nate got caught up in the rapture of love. Nate got caught up, and Nate finally opened his eyes and saw that Nico was slime. Nico is slime. Nico is trash. So, yeah. I'm happy for Nate. Because Nate was ready to read. Nate was ready to throw hands for Simone. And then Keisha was like, for real, at Simone Tribunal, meet me out back. I'm about to jump in. I was like, come on, Keisha. Keisha was ready. Keisha was ready. I'm about to say Nisha. Hashtag Nisha, Nate, and Keisha. Yeah. I don't know. I still don't trust Lando. I know I'm all over the place but these are just my thoughts. Like, I still am on the fence with Lando, because, like, the way he treats Simone is cute. Like, love to see it. Like, in real life, Martin Bob is fine, period. And Simone is cute. And I think it's just the fact that, like, when we see both of them in that melanin on screen, we just melt. But something about Lando I just don't trust. I don't know. And I've seen at the party when he saw Damon hugging Simone, he was a little bit jealous. I was like, Lando, don't do that. I was like, Lando, don't do that. But it still very much gives, like, Simone and Damon will drop everything for each other. And that's just what I get. Especially, like, at the party when Lando approached Simone. He was like, I'm glad to see you. They had a 1-2, right? She ran right over to Damon, told Damon what was up, had a little powwow session. Damon was like, okay, my turn. I was like, oh, look at them being each other backbone. Look at them being each other backbone and whatnot. I was like, okay, period. So yeah. I was like, yeah, this is very much giving, like, I know y'all hated comparisons, but it's definitely giving Liv and Spencer all over again. Like, we gonna have to wait for Damon and Simone. Sorry, Team Damone, but we're gonna have to go through this for a little while. What else? I don't know. It's just the fact that, like, I vibe with Homecoming. I really vibe with Homecoming. I really hope it gets renewed for a third season. CW, stop playing with us. If we already know All American got renewed for season 6, we need to be knowing what the prognosis is for All American Homecoming, period. That's it. That's all. We don't want nothing else from y'all. We know y'all went through the whole little merger situation, WB and Discovery, but I'm gonna need for y'all to wrap this up and let us know what it is. We the people via Twitter said that we want to know when season 3 is and when it's coming. Y'all got a couple of weeks to and make it the end of the season to make your decision, because come around October, I'm gonna need for All American Homecoming to be coming back on time. Thank you. But yeah, I just vibe with Homecoming. All American is straight, but I really vibe with Homecoming. I really, really vibe with the characters. Like, sometimes I be forgetting the show is an hour. Like, it's an easy watch. Like, I can sit there and binge that all day. Oh yeah, did I forget? No, I talked about Keisha. I did talk about Keisha. Auntie definitely checked her professor because her professor was doing Team Too Much. She was giving very much making the band with her dance classes, and that's not what we was here for, Miss Ma'am. What was the professor name? Pace, Miss Pace, Professor Pace. This is not making the band. You are not Lorianne Gibson, Miss Ma'am, and that's not how it's going. Who am I forgetting, y'all? Am I forgetting anybody? We missed you, Gabby. We can't wait to see you on screen back with JR. JR is fine. Hashtag JR is bae. And I think that's all. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the premiere, mid-season premiere, episode season 2, episode 8. And stay tuned because my All-American review, I don't know what episode All-American's on, but that review will be out. It's probably episode 8 too. My review for All-American will be out soon. And stay tuned for the trailers. I'm going to do my trailer reaction for next week's episodes. I don't know if that's going to be a conjoined video or 2 separate videos, but just stay tuned. There will be an announcement. I will make a little community post. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos. Deuces.